Hi, everybody. This is Liz with Connecting Threads. I am so excited to be here today. You might notice that we are in a very different location than we normally are. That's because we are down in Eugene at a shop called MECCA. And MECCA is a very unique craft supply store that I'm very excited to introduce you to. This is Heather, their executive director, and she's going to walk us through a little bit about what MECCA is and what they do. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about how you can get involved with organizations like it. So Heather, can you tell me a little bit about MECCA here in Eugene and its mission?
Sure. So we're a nonprofit organization. We're a community art center, but we're also an environmental organization. And we divert materials from the waste stream and bring them back to the community's creative endeavors. So people will donate things they no longer want, lots of different kinds of arts and craft supplies. And then we'll give them back to the community, either secondhand through our secondhand art supply shop, our education programs. We donate materials to teachers. So every day we're taking in materials and sorting and processing and organizing them and making them available for reuse.
Oh, it's fantastic. And as you can see, this store is huge. You're just seeing a small shot of this store, but there are shelves upon shelves of craft supplies of all different types here. So there's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you think is, especially running an organization like this that does so much, what do you feel like is one of the most important aspects of a place like MECCA?
I think it's really important to break down the financial barriers to creativity and art making. Art supplies are just really expensive. They just are. So if, you're lower income, you have lots, you're a family, you're a teacher, it's difficult to invest so much money in those supplies, and buying them secondhand or getting them secondhand can really help financially. And it can also provide us with a lot more materials where we can take creative risks.
Yeah.
I think it's also really important to donate back a lot of what we receive to the community. So we donate between, 8,000 to 10,000 pounds of materials to teachers throughout the year. So it's really important to just make these supplies available.
Yeah. I know that we have a lot of quilters who are watching this right now, but I know that we also have a lot of quilters that are crafters. So they make all sorts of stuff. We were joking a little bit earlier that no one does just one craft. Most people do multiple crafts. So as someone that crafts or quilts, how do you think that we could be a little bit more sustainable in our practices?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways. I think art making is messy and we make waste. We just do.
Yeah.
We don't mean to. But I think we can use our supplies to the fullest extent of their life cycle. We can use that piece of scrap, that piece of fabric. It's yardage, and then it's scrap, and then it's tiny scrap, and then it's tiny scrap. And then when it gets to that little bit, then we can let it go.
Yeah.
I think we can donate materials out that we no longer need. There are some thrift stores that will take it. There's also waste-based organizations like MECCA. I know scrap is important, is a great resource too. But we can also use community groups and bag things up and put them out there for free on Craigslist and social media groups like free supplies, please. Please take them, or you can sell them, or just try and get them out there secondhand as much as we can. I think by working with secondhand materials, we're not buying new so much, and there's a lot of upstream impacts to purchasing new materials.
Definitely.
It's fine to buy new, don't get me wrong, but if we can prioritize reuse and upcycling as much as possible, it has a really profound environmental impact.
Definitely. So I have to ask, this job just seems absolutely fabulous. What is the most wonderful part of your job? What do you love the most about working at a place like MECCA?
There's a lot of things. I love seeing the materials that come in. We're all very visual. We're all very creative. I mean, we're all speaking to the crowd, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely.
I love seeing the one-of-a-kind pieces that come in. I love seeing what people do with the materials. I'm always asking people, what on earth are you going to make with this? But they're really excited because they've got their creative juices going.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like thinking over in their head, like, I'm going to make this, I can't wait to sew this into a pinafore. It's going to be really cute. And I've got the best lace and all the things. And they're just really excited. And sometimes I get to see the finished product. And I really, really love that. And I also really love helping teachers get supplies into the hands of their classroom. I love seeing them pack their car to the brim of free supplies and watching them drive off into the sunset. and bringing these materials back to their kiddos and their students and their communities and not spending any money to do so.
Definitely. Yeah. So I know that what you're referencing is the Teacher Resource Center, which is one of my favorite parts about what you do here. So can you give us a quick little lowdown about what the Teacher Resource Center is here at MECCA?
Yeah, I know we're the only organization in the state that does this. I can't speak to the region, but we're the only organization that donates supplies outright to teachers. And we take a really long view of what a teacher is. I mean, it can be public education, it could be college, it could be daycare, it could be homeschoolers, it can be social services, activism, social justice, nonprofits. Basically, if you're working in the community, leading a creative event or needing creative supplies for your community, for your group, for your clients, come get free stuff. And we have a lot of really recycled materials that teachers are always looking for, like containers and shoeboxes and cardboard and paper scraps and old magazines for collage and construction paper and even things like, Crayola crayons and pencils and markers and old calendars and all the things. So just take it.
All of the resources that anyone could need for teaching a class full of kids that want to make really awesome
art. And
art.
it's unlimited because the materials come in so quickly.
Yeah.
I just want it to go out the door so that then we can take more things. Like the more we give away, the more we can take, and then the more we're diverting from the waste stream. So people feel really like, is it okay that I take all of this stuff? And we really encourage you, like, please take all the things because it's coming back in tomorrow.
Yeah. So we have an employee that is from the Eugene area, and he mentioned that the Teacher Resource Center is one of the reasons why he had access to art while he was in school.
I love that.
I know, it's so great. He's a wonderful employee, and also it was really touching to see how excited he was that we were going to be talking about MECCA. So I know that you get to see a larger array of what the impact is of the Teacher Resource Center here in the Eugene community. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that.
That's really exciting. That story really gives me all the feels.
He'll be very happy to hear that.
Those are the stories that just give me the feels and bring such pride in what we do and shows me that the work that we do really matters in the community. It's not just the teachers that have access to the materials, but they're bringing all of that creativity to their students, to the students' parents and caregivers, to the broader schools, to the broader community. So there's a real trickling impact that goes through. And it just brings joy into people's day. Making art can be so joyful. It can be so fun. It can be so therapeutic. It can be so insert wonderful thing here. I mean, we're all artists. We know the power of creating, even if you're not an artist or identify as an artist.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's a great way to connect and communicate. And the more of that there is in the community, the more awesome our communities can be.
Definitely. And I know that one of the most important aspects as a kid when you're learning how to make art is the connection that you can make with either your parents, your caregivers, even your teachers. I think one of the things about the Resource Center that makes me so happy is it's about getting art in the hands of kids, but also so often it feels like the adults enjoy that type of art education just as much as the kids do.
Absolutely. And I think adults need that permission slip sometimes to go ahead and create and get messy and get glitter in their hair. Just like there's like some reserve that we adults have. And if we just listen to younger people,
Yeah, make the art, do the fun
just get
stuff.
in there. Just get in there and do it. And
get your hands dirty.
It takes a minute, but once they're in, I mean, you can just see it. And we see it in our programming. We have a kids craft once a month, and the parents are a little reluctant to at first. But as soon as we say, oh no, you can make too, they're like collaging and gluing and doing the things. And it's lovely.
Oh, yeah.
It's really lovely.
Art has absolutely no age. It's one of the best parts about doing any form of crafting is every age is excited about some form of art, which I think is great.
Yeah.
So the last thing that I wanted to ask you is, I know that you're based in Eugene, and we're going to talk to your donation expert in just a second. But I think that there are a lot of people that aren't from Eugene. So how do you think that people, crafters, quilters, whoever's excited to get involved in arts and sustainability outside of Oregon, because MECCA is a very special place.
Yeah.
Outside of Oregon, how do you think crafters can get involved with organizations like this?
I think there might be, I get requests all the time of people asking to build a MECCA in their community. So there might be some underground, just group, collective, people who are doing this, but they don't call it reuse or sustainability.
Yeah.
They're just trying to use their materials again and again and again. You know, it could be a sewing circle, it could be a book club, it could be, I think there are pockets of communities where this is happening organically, without, being an organization. There's definitely, scrap is wonderful, and we'll always host people if they come down here. We hope people can make the trek. And I wish we could be everywhere, or that there could be a MECCA in everybody's community. But I think the interest is shared amongst so many people. And it's just starting those conversations with your community of artistic-minded people, like, hey, why don't we just set up a box of all of the stuff that we don't want anymore, and we'll have a free swap, like a clothing swap once a season or something like that. People would be super into a clothing swap for art supplies. I think there's so much potential. We're creatives. I'm sure everyone watching this video is creative and being like, oh, that's a great. So I would just encourage people to figure out what that spark is. And I'm sure that there's a need for it.
Oh, definitely. And I know that a lot of our customers are crafters and quilters, but quilters in particular, like, I know that so many of you have fabric lying around that you need to get rid of. And I think exactly what Heather is talking about here, creating some sort of fabric swap or a quilter sale or something where you can take those goods that you're not going to use anymore and see if there's someone else out in your community who can use it too.
Because there absolutely is.
Oh, exactly. There are so many people that want to make really great art, and we are so happy that you let us come down here and talk to you a little bit about what MECCA is doing.
Oh, thank you. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you. So I'm here with Molly, who is the sustainability expert here at MECCA. We've also recently dubbed her donation queen because she is the person that takes most of the donations that come into MECCA. So for a place like this, how much, as far as craft supplies go, how much do you help divert from landfills every year?
I'd say we probably do around 50,000 pounds every year on an average. Yeah.
That is a lot of pounds of waste to help divert. So that is a lot of the supplies that you see around us right here. These are the things that they end up taking and then pricing and then prepping for a donation, which is really exciting. Now, what are some of the most popular things that get donated here at MECCA that seem to just fly out the door?
That would definitely be painting and drawing. Is probably our number one. That's what most people probably come here for. Fabric, any yardage fabric really is the stuff that really moves.
Oh, yeah.
Beads and jewelry is another one.
I think that definitely, like, fabric makes perfect sense. Like, we all as quilters have a ton of excess fabric, and so there's no way that I guarantee that there are people watching this right now that are staring at their fabric stashes, knowing that they have multiple yardage to get rid of. So it's time to start donating.
Absolutely.
Now I have to ask, just because you are the person that sees a lot of this stuff, what is probably one of the silliest or strangest donations that you have received here at MECCA?
That would definitely be the time that someone tried to donate Invisalign trays. Like the actual part that goes in your mouth and you wear all day. They called and wanted to donate Invisalign trays, which we did not accept. We definitely do have limits to the things that we can take. So
remember that, all of you out there are some things you can't donate. Now, just to end this, I have to know, you get to work at a place like this, which is absolutely fantastic. What do you think is the best part of working at MECCA?
That would probably be seeing what people do with our supplies and the things that people are going to create. As the donation attendant, I like hearing what people have done with the supplies that they're donating to me before, and also, like, sometimes they work at the front and people love to tell you about what they're going to make, and they just light up, and it makes me really happy to know that people are going to leave here and go create something really awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Molly.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you all so much for joining me on this journey down to MECCA Eugene. As you can see, this organization is absolutely fantastic and is doing some amazing things in the realm of crafting and sustainability. Now, we as an organization, Connecting Threads, is full of crafters and quilters just like you. And so we put a call out to all of our local employees to donate supplies that they have. So we got everything from a gigantic box of yarn all the way down to quilting and pattern books. So there are so many different things that we were able to bring and donate here to MECCA just from the people at our local offices. Now, if you are ever down in Eugene, don't forget that you can visit MECCA yourself. But I'm guessing that a lot of you know that you don't live in Oregon, and that is a-okay. We are going to provide a list of fantastic resources for you in your areas. There are tons of reuse shops around the United States that you can visit, along with just regular old thrift shops and antique shops that have tons of amazing supplies. So it's perfectly okay if you can't make it down to MECCA, but if you can join this amazing staff and shop for some incredible supplies. Thank you again for coming with me on this little adventure today, and I cannot wait to see what you guys create with reusable supplies.